meet you. I'm Reverend Maurene, and right now I would like all of us to join me in consciousnness for an opening prayer. So if you want to get comfortable, I know it's an exciting day, it's hard to get comfortable, but just take a deep breath. And just feel the spirit of Christmas everywhere. And just know with me, there is one presence in this room. There is one life, that's God's life. One power, one light, one love, one life. One. It's all one. And I am one with this power and presence. I am one with this consciousness of good. So I declare for everyone here that we are all waking up. We are waking up to that consciousness within that sometimes we call the cosmic Christ. We call it the cosmic consciousness, the Christ consciousness. It's an awareness of the unity that we are one. We are one. We have always been one. And all the gifts of spirit are ours. We give and we receive, and we keep up the process which is given to us. Life is given to us, love is given to us, light, and we share it. We share our light. So today and every day, today is not the only day that we wake up to who we are. Every day is the day that we awaken and we are joyful and filled with love, knowing who and what we are. We are spirit expressing on this beautiful planet. We shine our light forever. For this I give great gratitude. I know it is so. I release my word. I know it is so. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you. Michael has another song for us.
Yes, that's actually, I'm just singing the words to that. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
What a wonderful day it is. It's so beautiful outside today. So good to be here and be with you. It's amazing. I love it. And thank you. Blessed Spirit Divine. Shares not roasting on an open fire. Dry frozen nipping at your nose. Yuletide carol being sung by a choir and floats dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe helps to make the season bright. Tiny tots with her eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on the way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh, and every mother's child is gonna spy to see if the reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase for kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you. I'm offering this simple phrase. Forgive from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas to you.
Welcome everyone. It's great to see you on Christmas morning. Amazing. So we're here today because we understand the power for good in the universe and we can use it. And the mission of this center, Carlsbad Center for Spiritual Living, is to teach, demonstrate, and inspire a positive spiritual approach to living. Now, Nikki is not here yet or can't make it. Would someone like to volunteer to candles? Okay. Candles, would you like to come up? We're going to do this, no, we're going to do the candle on the piano first. Something a little different. Okay. We honor all religions and always have, but today a little different. Today is December 25th, and today we celebrate Christmas, so we're lighting a Christ candle in recognition of the Christ consciousness within each of us. All right, takes a little bit to emerge there, but
It's coming.
it's coming. Beautiful. Thank you. And then from that candle, symbolically, I'd like to look at the other candles which represent the qualities of God. So the first one, we light a candle for life. Life is everywhere present, flowing through each and every one of us. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is my life right now. I am the life. Second candle is a candle for love. The birth of love happens within each one of us every time we make room for the Christ consciousness in our hearts and in our lives. And we are transformed by this love. I am a point of love within the heart of God. I am love. The third candle, we light a candle for light. The light of God is the presence and the power. We're always walking in the light. We radiate the light of God wherever we are. And we say, I am light. The next candle, the fourth candle, we light a candle for beauty. We are made in the likeness and image of God. We are each whole, complete, perfect, and beautiful, just as we are. We accept the beauty of God's perfection in us now. And we say, I am beauty. The next candle is we light the candle of joy. Joy is the very nature of spirit and the true essence of each of us. We celebrate the joy of our own rebirth in the manger of God's consciousness, and we say, I am joy. Lastly, we light the candle of peace. Jesus, the master teacher, told us, my peace I give to you. He came to bring peace. Today and every day, we open our hearts to peace. We bring love to every situation. We remember we are the calm in the eye of the storm. We enter peace for our world. We say to ourselves, I am peace. Thank you. And finally, I just want to invite you to remember that the Christmas gifts from Spirit, light of love, peace, beauty, life, joy, this is the consciousness of the Christ. It's a consciousness of unity. Thank you. Thank you, Morgan. So if this is your first visit to the center, I want to I think I only see one person new. I just want to let you know that you are very welcome here. And if you want to sign up, we do have a guest book in the lobby. I think it's out today. And if not, come next week and we'll have a normal or a regular kind of service. So just to let you know, spiritual mind treatment is available to everyone here. And would you raise your hands if you're able to do spiritual mind treatment today afterwards? Thank you, thank you. So the practitioners and the ministers are here for you. We're here for you. Okay, if you have a prayer request and you don't want a prayer treatment today, but you still want a request, please fill out a request form. And we'll have a group of people praying for you. And if you look inside your program, I think there were some announcements. I did not look myself. Okay, yes. I wanted to thank everyone. We finished doing the homeless bags last week, and Robert and I have been giving them out as we see people on the corners. Thank you all for contributing. Also, we dropped off several bags of groceries, and I want to thank you all for everyone who participated and brought canned goods or dry goods. Thanks. I know they're appreciated this time of year. Masks are still always welcome. Feel free to wear your mask and turn off your cell phone or stun it. Thank you. And let's see, today we have, next week we're still, next week is January 1st, and we're still working on a burning bowl situation. I don't want to say any more about it. We're not sure we can get the burning paper, but we're working on that, the flash paper.
We'll do something fun for New Year's Day.
We'll have some fun here, so please come. And I just wanted to say an extra special thank you, Robert, for greeting. Thank you, Kate, for the treats. Oh, and Amandra, thank you for the beautiful. You have to go look at it. It's a work of art. It's just amazing. Thank you, everyone who brought goodies. And Larry and Robert are going to be doing the reading. And thank you, Larry. Yes.
You too.
Yes.
Thank you to you.
And all right, thank you. And the group reading, you want to look inside your program? God is all,
Both
visible and invisible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect love and perfect abundance. I am an individualized expression of God. I am ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect abundance.
and now we have a group song. Do you want us to sing, so to stand when we sing?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we have the song sheet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great. We're going to do just sing old-fashioned a cappella, and you can stand where you are, or you can come and stand around the piano. I understand that's what you did last time. You worked around the piano. So, no, we would start with Deck the Halls. Deck the Halls.
Okay.
You find this on
Top
Yeah.
of page 2.
Are we ready to take a nice breath? Here we go. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Stroll the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la. Second verse. See the blazing Yule before us, fa la 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 la. Strike the harp and join the chorus, fa la 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 la. Follow me in merry measure, fa la 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 la. While I tell of Yuletide treasure, fa la 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 la. Last verse. Cast away the year passes, la 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 la. Hail the new ye lads and lasses, la 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 la. Sing we joyous all together, la 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 la. Heedless of the wind and weather, la 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 la. Thank you. Choir rehearsals on Thursday night.
Thank you, Michael. Well, right now I'd like to call up Larry Bungay, who's going to do a reading as well as talk to us about Christmas.
Sorry, I had to get the camera readjusted. Well, fortunately, I was able to narrow my 10 pages down to just one.
Thank you.
So what does Christmas mean to me? Realizing how much I love Christmas Eve candlelighting services, I had this whimsical thought that we should get married on Christmas Eve and back in New York. When I got this frantic phone call one night from my distressed fiancée that she didn't want Christmas Eve or New York for the wedding date or place. So we decided on December 10th. As I was finishing up my last year of seminary in Denver at a more radical than most Methodist schools at the time. So we married in Denver. Following my exit from the church ministry, I went through many jobs and struggles, seeking out a career that would be satisfying. This went on for many years, even as we returned to Denver, to the place we love, to raise our family and find a new religious home. And throughout these times, I continued on in my beliefs and practices of a traditional religious persuasion. Then one weekend, Elaine attended a Unity church and encouraged me to visit there. That was the beginning of my introduction to new thought and a very different style of worship and understanding of the biblical message than I'd been accustomed to believing and talking about over these years. The Unity Church still observes more traditional practices like Christmas Eve, so I wasn't turned off completely. As our former church had been moving in a more conservative direction, it was a good move for me at this time. So you're probably wondering how this affected my beliefs, understanding about Christmas. Well, as we moved on to another Unity church, began taking classes, I began to better understand and accept this new thought thinking, though I had some doubts on occasion. Then after our move to California and our finally getting involved with Carlsbad CSL, things began to really take off. I was challenged and challenging the concepts and teachings presented, but growing more into the practice. And having attended Psi seminars in the early 2000s an almost secular match to the teachings of religious science, I was well on my way towards practitioner training, with some encouraging pushes from the staff thereon. I've come to better understand and incorporate the teachings into my life and practice now, and thus, while I somewhat miss somewhat of the more traditional practices, I'm so much more caught up in the awareness and acceptance of that Christ Spirit being born in and through me each day. And in fact, I do a daily ritual each day that begins with, I rise as a vitalized center, and so on, of center of consciousness, and so on. So for me, Christmas has many means of culmination of that religious consciousness being expressed in various ways for many people in their different ways of celebrating the season. But as for me, it is that celebration of that internalized light of joy, peace, love, and gratitude of abundance that I am the expression of Spirit here and now.
Thank you.
So it is.
Now I'd like to ask Robert to come up and also do a reading talk to us about his meaning of Christmas. Robert Brown.
So Larry said he had distilled his words down to one page, but he misled us because he flipped over to the other side. So I'm going to
Saw
tell
that.
you, I've got two sides, or one and a half anyway. So to me, Christmas means light, joy, and love. Light is represented by the various forms of Christmas lights, from candles to the Yule log to the decoration of Christmas trees and homes with multicolored lights. December 25th comes right after the winter solstice, the longest night and shortest day of the year. It represents and symbolizes the rebirth of the light. Not just physical light, but the awakening or rebirth of the soul. The birth of the Christ consciousness within each and every one of us. Joy is shown in the uplifted spirit of the holiday, the singing of carols, as we've been doing today, the exchange of seasonal greetings by cards and in person, and the gathering of family and friends, which we did last night. And love is expressed in the gift-giving that has become a symbolic tradition of Christmas. Ernest Holmes said that love is the divine givingness. When we give our gifts at Christmas, we are divinity expressing, and especially so when we give of ourselves, when we love, cherish, and share our blessings with our circle of family and friends and with the world. I found this poem by a fellow named Edgar Guest, who was apparently pretty famous, especially during the 30s, 40s, and 50s. He died in 1959. And this is not the complete poem because I didn't like the last verse, but so I cherry-picked it. A man is at his finest towards the finish of the year. He is almost what he should be when the Christmas season is here. Then he's thinking more of others than he's thought the months before, and the laughter of his children is a joy worth toiling for. He is less a selfish creature than at any other time. When the Christmas spirit rules him, he comes close to the sublime. When it's Christmas, man is bigger and is better in his part. He is keener for the service that is prompted by the heart. All the petty thoughts and narrow seem to vanish for a while, and the true reward he's seeking is the glory of a smile. Then for others he is toiling, and somehow it seems to me that at Christmas he is almost what God wanted him to be. And finally, I'll close with a quote from A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. So just a little note. I don't know how many of you remember Andy Rooney. He said, one of the most glorious messes in the world is the mess created in the living room on Christmas Day. Don't clean it up too quickly. And another one, this is from Phyllis Diller, and she said, Christmas is a time when everybody wants his past forgotten and his present remembered. You got it. His present.
It's got it.
She also said, what I don't like about office Christmas parties is looking for a job the next day. But seriously, I have a couple more serious quotes. This is actually from Brigham Young. He said, love the giver more than the gift. So true. And Winston Churchill said, Christmas is a season not only of rejoicing, but of reflection. So true. So I was thinking about, really, what does Christmas mean to me? And last week I made cookies and I got to eat the cookie dough. I love cooking. I mean, I don't eat cookie dough the rest of the year except on Christmas. And there are a few other things I do on Christmas that just, you know, watching Miracle on 34th Street, I watch that movie every year for, you know, umpteen decades. The same with It's a Wonderful Life. You know, there are just some things that remind me of Christmas, and I have that experience by sharing it. And traditions I've created. Wearing a crazy sweater, you know, the crazy Christmas sweaters, that's pretty nice. And just, but like a snowflake, well, we don't have any flakes here, but like the rest of the country, a snowflake, it's so temporary. And my wish for the new year is that we remember to take Christmas with us. Like Dickens said, take Christmas with us every day of the year, not just this one day. And remember, stay awake. You know, it's really hard. We fall back to sleep. Ernest Holmes had a quote, and he said, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Heaven is harmony. Harmony is many tones, but in unison. One note is not harmony. We know that. All musicians know that. One alone would not be heaven. The one manifest in the many, and the many recognizing the one in all. This was the teaching of him whose birth we celebrate today. As we harmonize with all mankind, the great chord of the angel anthem peals forth its message of peace on earth, goodwill toward men. So just in closing, I want to say, you know, we follow the light that guided the wise men. You know, and the wise men come and go, but the light is eternal. Thank you. And now I'd like to, we have one more song before I introduce Kate. All right,
Very
thank
good.
you.
Lovely. Yeah. Do you remember me? I sat upon your knee. I wrote to you with childhood fantasies. Well, I'm all grown up now. Can you still help somehow? I'm not a child, but my heart still can dream. So here's my lifelong wish, my grown-up Christmas list. Not for myself, but for a world in need. No more lives torn apart, and wars would never start, and time would heal our hearts. Everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. This is my grown-up Christmas list. What is this illusion called the innocence of youth? Maybe only in our blind beliefs can we ever find the truth. No more lives torn apart, and wars would never start, and time would heal our hearts. Everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. This is my grown-up Christmas list. This is my only lifelong wish. This is my grown-up Christmas list.
And now it's my pleasure to introduce Reverend Kate DuVivier, who is also going to talk to us about Christmas. Thank you.
So we thought it would be fun, not to just have only me talk today, because we knew that this was going to be a small and intimate gathering, and we talk about Christmas and being with friends, and that's what this gathering is. This is a gathering of friends, a little more centered in the underlying story of Christmas, maybe, than some other gatherings you might be having where it's going to be more about the cookies. But we have cookies too, so stay for the cookies. Don't worry, there's always plenty of cookies at Christmas. So I talked to a friend who is a minister, and she was like, oh, she's going to read the Christmas story to everyone on Christmas morning. I thought, oh, that would be good. But I already had a talk written that I'd written yesterday called Celebrating Christmas. I thought, oh, maybe I'll do that. And then I woke up this morning and I thought, oh, I know what I should talk about. There's so many things that you could say about Christmas. And so it was really nice to hear from Larry and from Robert and from Maurene, because Christmas is a complicated and interesting holiday, isn't it? It's something that means so much to us. It really stands out as a time in our lives. It's like every year we look forward to it, usually with joy, occasionally maybe with a sense of, oh my gosh, how am I going to make it to get everything done by December 25th or 24th, or get the packages in the mail or the cards. But there's something special about Christmas, about this day. And Robert mentioned, of course, the solstice. And that's what I was thinking about. I was thinking about here in the Northern Hemisphere at this time of year, we're really aware of the lack of light every day. And yet, in the Southern Hemisphere, same time, they're also being aware of the great abundance of light, right? Because they're in the middle of summer. They're having their summer solstice while we're having our winter solstice. And I was thinking about the idea, and I'm sure you've all seen pictures of dawn breaking at Stonehenge. You know, it's you see it every year. They show these beautiful full-color pictures on the internet or on the news of the golden light, just so beautiful, and these amazing massive stones that human beings somehow or other managed to assemble, and that have stood there for, I think, 5,000 years. So there's something in nature that brings us naturally to think about light and life and the renewal at this time of year. It's just natural. And then I was thinking about how things changed. And I too believe this, that things changed when Jesus was born. And if you look back over the last 2,000 years, and you think about, just picture in your mind, and we can do this easily because we do have a lot of beautiful paintings that have been passed down to us that gives us an idea about how people through the millennium have meditated upon and thought about the birth of Christ. And the thing that really struck me when I was thinking about it, excuse me, but I can't help it, is that in all of these paintings, you see the baby radiating and surrounded by light. You see this light, and in some of the paintings you see everyone in the whole picture. The shepherds, the angels, you know, Jesus' parents, the wise men, they're all just surrounded by light. And this is something that people have been thinking about for 2,000 years now. What is it that was so special? And there are certain mystics who say that the birth of Christ marks a change in the world, in humanity, in the history of humanity. And, you know, not everyone believes it, but it seems to me that there's at least a grain of truth in it. And it was the ability of us to recognize the light within, that there's something within us that is light. And, you know, you hear about people who say, oh, they see auras, or you don't have to see an aura. All you have to do is put your two hands about an inch apart, and you feel the energy, the warmth that is constantly radiating from us. And so it's not surprising that how would a painter paint that except by trying to paint that energy, that glow of life that emanates not just from the infant Jesus, but from everyone who the artist was thinking of or who they chose to put into their picture. And I always think it's great, to just realize that when you look at these medieval paintings, the artist was usually taking models, using their own family and friends as the models. And that's, of course, why they don't look realistic, how things really were in Jerusalem or 2,000 years ago, or Bethlehem, because, well, it was just, they were sitting in their studio and they got a bunch of models there and dressed them up and painted their pictures however they wanted. And that, to me, is fine. Because it's our shared story. The story belongs to all of us. And so Merry Christmas it's a wonderful day. It is wonderful to be here together in this spiritual community. And together to follow a spiritual practice of honoring the renewal of the cycle of love and light itself. Because love is the message of the Christ. And I think that's why people all over the world love Christmas. Even if they're not Christians, they love Christmas, So even in Buddhist countries, they'll have Christmas trees and celebrate giving gifts because it's so much fun. And I want to share, and the many members of Centers for Spiritual Living have said to me that they are not Christian. And you don't have to call yourself a Christian to understand New Thought, our teaching, because it is so basic. It's the underlying truth. So for me, I do call myself a Christian, and I call myself a basic Christian. I don't really get into the side issues. Just the idea of the few things that I believe that he actually taught us. I wrote down a few of them somewhere here. For instance, he taught us ideas, and other people taught these ideas too. But he taught these ideas in a way that resonated with people and allowed a lot of people to take them into their heart. For instance, just the idea that the kingdom of heaven is within, meaning the kingdom of harmony, peace, joy, and wholeness. This is an inward kingdom. Ernest Holmes, who founded religious science, explained that heaven is not a place, but it is an inward state of consciousness. The kingdom is not external, but it is within the mind. And where is the mind? It's not in our brains. It's not really in our bodies. This mind that he's talking about is the spirit mind, in which we all partake. So Jesus taught that the kingdom of God is within us, within everyone, that we all share this divine spark or essence. He taught that, of course, everyone should love each other and feel a kinship to each other. He taught that we should follow a path of faith, gratitude, forgiveness, and kindness. He taught these things in a very profound way, in a way that people could understand and remember and take into their lives. And he taught something else, and I think this is the foundation of New Thought. He taught that we are free to choose. And he taught that life unfolds according to our beliefs. You could say that Jesus taught, in a way, I mean, he didn't use these words, but I take it as he taught that we are not pawns. There's no destiny that says we're going to have to continue to reenact life according to past traditions or past rigid expectations. Jesus broke traditions repeatedly, but not haphazardly or whimsically, right? He used common sense to see the truth of a situation and decide upon his next action according to the highest good for all concerned. Saying it is to people, it is done to you as you believe, but also that implies that you are free to choose what you believe. And so, one time, a number of years ago, and I was in another country looking at a historical village and being led around by a woman who was a descendant of the original villagers, would be her ancestors. And she was talking about how they lived and this and that and the traditions and everything. And so I asked her, I said, oh, well, do you follow those customs yourself? In that case, it was a separation of male and female living in different houses. She said, oh no, I'm a Christian. I'm free. My husband and I are free to make our own choices now. And I'm really, it's a beautiful statement, when I heard it, I was like, oh, it's so true. I am a Christian and I am free. And with this freedom, we choose to celebrate and give thanks and feel love and recognize the glory of the truth that Jesus taught us, that we are all one with the one Spirit that we call God. So today is truly a day to rejoice and share that light of truth, that light of love, our light as we celebrate the birth of Christ, who revealed it to us in such simple and understandable ways. This inner light, this universal love, is something that we see, we know, we recognize, and we celebrate it today as we express life itself through our singing, through our cookie eating, through our hugs and Christmas cards or telephone messages to whoever is on your mind this afternoon. So this is just the perfect time to renew our commitment to seeing the light, finding the light, sharing the light. So Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And let's have another Christmas song from Michael Paul.
Well, thank you for that, Brother Tate. Amazing. Last evening, I just felt I was in the house taking care of certain business, and I never went out. And I like to go out to the beach every day and breathe and just give thanks for the day. And it was dark, and I said, I'm gonna go for a drive. And do you know that it was the most peaceful drive I've had in San Diego, because there was no traffic, first of all, which was great. It was a beautiful night, and there was so much peace that I felt last night. And I'm sure it's going to be that way this evening, but it just leads me into my next song, which is one of my favorites songs of all time. And I hope you enjoy it as well. It's amazing. Holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of the dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt his word. A thrill of the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine, oh, night, oh, night divine. Truly he taught us to love one another. His law is love, and his gospel is peace. Chains shall he break, for the slave is our brother, and in his name all oppression shall cease. Sweet hymns of joy in grateful chorus raise, that all within us praise his holy name. Christ is the Lord, and then ever praise we for his power and glory, the more proclaim. Oh, night divine, oh, night, oh,
Thank you, Michael Paul. That was so beautiful. Thank you. It's one of my favorite songs, too. Just beautiful. Let's see. So, according to our programs, we're going to have a collection, and oh, good. Jan found a basket because I didn't unpack our normal collection baskets. So let's just know together that this is a day of abundance, a year of abundance, a world of abundance, and Center for Spiritual Living, Carlsbad, enjoys that abundance too. I know it's true. We've got so much good going on here today. So just hold this thought of abundance and joy in your heart.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Thank you. Now, I'm going to ask, Reverend Maddie, would you like to do the closing treatment?
Looks like I'm
Yes.
already on my way.
She's going to do the treatment. That would be so nice.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Hello.
What a pleasure to be in the house today and to recognize that today is a day of celebration. We celebrate the birth of the Christ consciousness. So join me as we affirm and acknowledge that Spirit is all there is, everywhere expressing, and that as we celebrate, we know that it's not only done to us as we believe, but we recognize that the power is within us. And we can live in the magic of that power during this Christmas spirit, as we recognize that not only God is all there is, everywhere expressing in our minds, our hearts, and that every day is a celebration. And so on this day, the birth of the Christ consciousness, we simply celebrate, and we use this Christmas time to live in the consciousness of the goodness, the power, and the presence of Spirit that is ever alive, present, and moving within us. For that, I am deeply grateful. And so with a grateful heart, I simply release these words to the universe, knowing that it is already done. Please anchor that with me by saying, and so it is.
So it is. Yes.
And on the back of your programs are the words to the peace song. So
Yeah,
if you
sure.
wanna stand up, say it, and then we'll
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that no one meant to be. When God velvet supper in the birthday harmony. Peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With heavy step I take, let this be my joy now. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me.
Oh, cookies.
Yes.
And there are cookies.
All right.
Cookie, cookie. Oh, cookie, cookie. Da, 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 da. Oh, cookie, cookie.